Welcome back to M Hood Fishing, everybody. Yeah, starting where I started yesterday, but we're not staying here. Got some different plans. There's a reason why I'm starting here. Some of you already know. Sword suckers. Got Ray from Rig PFA hanging out. Come on, guys. We're also gonna bebop along here, see if we can get a fish or two. But yeah, we are headed down here to see if we can harvest, me anyway, see if I can harvest a couple of sword suckers to put in the yard. Sword suckers are, let's get there and I'll explain that. All right, guys, I am going to stop trying to catch fish here and go ahead and get done what I came here to get done. So, sword suckers is a term related to plantain and banana. Don't know what these are. They're either plantain or banana. But a sword sucker is a shoot that comes up like this or that. Usually it's coming off the corm, which is the main tree. Now these, maybe the people that live here, maybe they harvest them, maybe, but those are so much isolated on their own. We're gonna get some off of that. Let's see if we can find a, now this might be a water sucker right here. A water sucker is going to grow real slow and not really produce fruit. We're looking for a sword sucker that doesn't have such broad leaves. You see how broad that leaf is right there? That's definitely telltale water sucker. Now this looks like a sword sucker that is a long. We could take that, but we're so close to their fence, I don't know. I mean, if they were out, I would ask for permission. Over here, with these on the bank, looks like the parish has cut them here and there because there's some cut ones in the ditch. So I would say we're cool. We're good to take some from here. I'm just gonna take this little one here first. There we go, there's one. I'm taking a bunch of small ones that are actually on the side of a corm. You just can't see it because it's been cut down. We got two of them right here. Now I'm not 100% sure if I'm pulling the right ones that I want. I don't know if these are sword suckers or not, but this one right here looks like one at least. Sometimes you can find them in a real easy situation. Here we go. Here's a sword sucker that I didn't have to do a lot of work to get at. Pretty sure that's a sword sucker. See how it's coming up like a sword? There we go. I got a bunch of small ones on the bottom of the bucket and a few sizable ones, with this one here being the biggest one. It's good to go. All right, in a few months, sometime midsummer, late summer, we'll figure out if we got plantains or bananas, and we'll figure out if they taste good or they taste like crap. Because sometimes that could be the case, but hopefully we got a good thing going on here. As long as we feed them good with lots of manure and give them some other love, they'll also do me a good solid too by shading my place from the sun and the wind. All right, guys, we're gonna go check out some other places to fish, because whereas the plantain or banana situation here was fairly doable for me, fishing was not. We're back in Bell Chase now. We decided to just have come across back here instead of staying over there. Yeah, the water is a lot cleaner over here. This bayou seems to have a much lower turbidity than anything over there. This is used to drain parts of Bell Chase. So some people see it as a drainage canal, but it's actually a natural bayou that is used like a drainage canal. It's got more natural habitat than an actual drainage canal. There are carp in this bayou, but a lower amount than over on the other side of where we got the sword suckers. The reason why it's always a dark color. It's because it has a lot of tannin in it. Tannin is, you know, decaying plant matter. I think I found something cool. I'm on a tear today, looking for stuff to transplant. I do not have the shovel with me, and I have formed an opinion about those folding shovels. They suck, but I think this is some kind of ginger. The name is on the tip of my tongue. I had a yard in the bywater, and this was growing wild. It's a type of ginger, but it's got a name. What is that? We'll just make a mental note of that. Maybe get some later. For the longest time, we were walking around in circles looking for this wild onion out here. All right, guys, like I said before, Ray didn't have that much time. He used to go to bed early, but I do have a lot more time. So let's go get the bike. I got back to the house at 4:20, no pun intended there. Got the dogs out, had a cup of tea, retooled this session. We got some more rods with us, got the shovel with us, the actual shovel. So we're stopping here at this spot just to pick up a couple of baits, really because it's at the end of the road right as I hit the bayou. This spot is super close, so we're gonna stop here, then we're gonna boogie on. We're just going to fish a size 6 Aberdeen underneath a cork, a real fair depth of about 3.5 feet with no weight on the line, just a weighted cork. That way this bait will just drop naturally. See if we can pick up a couple of bluegill or something here in case we come across some shoe pick. I'm going to leave a little bit hanging off on both ends to make it attractive. The depth underneath this cork is about the depth of where we're fishing. Oh! I was pulling it up to recast it and something grabbed me. Let's see if we can redo that. Gotcha. Good fight too. Yes. Oh, there's bait number 1. We just want 2. Oh, bang, boom. Here we go. Whoa. Nice pull. Bait number 2. I know it's real tempted to throw it right back down there because look at the size. That is a good size bait there, and hardly the size you want to have for breakfast. Maybe you want like 4 more with a few eggs. It's not the biggest bluegill I've ever caught, but that is a good size for bait. We just need 2 right now. If that's the only game, bluegill on worm, we'll go back to it. But before we leave this spot, let's throw this because I saw some activity further out in the actual bayou. When I started this session with Ray, it was 2 something, just nothing going on. We're getting closer and closer to a feeding period. Oh, what was that? Gar or turtles? Off each point, a couple of things moved, maybe turtles. Sunset is going to be at 7, pretty much just like last night. So we have a good bit of time. We should be able to come across some fish actually feeding. Hopefully they're not totally knocked back by the cold front. It was chilly this morning when I got up. There's a bunch of turtles right here. Maybe that's the activity I saw when I was catching those bluegill. Saw something going off. Could have been gar. Gotcha. Nice. It may have started slow with nothing but foraging and yakety yak, but I'm back.
I'm back with a vengeance.
Not even a pound. Decent dink. It's a fish, man. That's what makes the difference. Exactly the same cast over to that point in front of the grass. There's a nice little drop off. There are rocks as well. We're text posed, shaky head, watermelon red finesse worm. Gotta watch the line because I didn't feel the bite on that fish. I saw the line move and he picked up the bait and was swimming in on me, so I had to reel and give it a nice jerk. I just saw a carp right here. I feel like a carp magnet. I'm seeing them everywhere I go. One is good at this spot. Let's go ahead and get down the road. This is my first stop. I do want to get some ginger or whatever that is because it is an attractive flower. We'll put that somewhere in the yard. Kind of getting a slow farm going. You know what that is? That's just you plant a bunch of stuff that's going to produce food, but you don't have to worry about it and work it too much. You just let it go. Stuff like what I'm getting today. Okay, so that's a mulberry right there. I kind of want to get a cutting, but I'm not ready to do it yet. Wanted to pick up some rooting hormone and possibly that's what I've done in the past. I've also had success with cuttings without doing the rooting hormone, but we're going to take a look real quick. This is actually the spot where I saw 2 shoe pick the other day. We might fish this for shoe pick, though there's a lot of traffic right now on the bridge because people are getting off work on the base. I want to look at the base here to see if there's any little saplings of this tree started. You could see the main trunk of the tree way up under here, almost under the bridge, growing under the almost under the bridge. That might be just barely under the bridge and coming up out. Now these trees grow fast. I don't know if we'll get any berries off a cutting that I plant this year, or at all, but somebody might in the future. Definitely will come back here and harvest some of its berries. They don't have that much of a flavor, but they are sweet and they make a good dye. There's also some wild raspberries growing up under here. I think they're raspberries. They're definitely berries on thorny canes. What I'm thinking is once these berries get ripe and start falling in the bayou here, that this would be a good spot to fish for carp. There are carp in Bayou Berrier, just not like thick. They're here. Same thing with the shoe pick. They're here, but just not absolutely thick, but they're here. There are other places around here, like going over the other side of the ICW, where you'll notice a high turbidity, like in those drainage canals, because it's absolutely thick with carp. Not quite here. Maybe at some point it will be, but yeah. But anyway, this would attract those fish once they're in the water, so it'd be a good spot to look for them. I'm gonna wait a little bit before I dig up any of that plant down the road that I want. I'm afraid that it'll go into shock if I dig it up too soon, because it's getting kind of warm out here, though it's going to drop when we get closer to sunset. It's not as hardy as the banana or plantain that I just dug up, which will be fine. That's in the shade back at the house. Ginger is a hardy plant, but typically with a lot of things that I dig up to transplant, I do it around sunset, and I might transplant it where I want it to grow right after I dig it up, and that'll give it all night to reacclimate to that spot, rather than replanting it in the morning and have it struggle through the heat of the day. I'm going to sit down for a second, soak some cut bait underneath this cork here at the end of the road. We got a 4/0 octopus. We're just going to put a small fillet style piece of bluegill on that. Got a short steel leader there, very lightweight steel leader, one of those store-bought ones. 20-pound test braid, a bit of lead here, round cork. 2 feet under that cork, just about near about somewhere around there. Not too far out, not too close in, about where that depth exists. Yet again, cruising to another spot. There is just not a bite back here. I'm only back here because this is where the ginger is. It is cooled off enough to where I can get this ginger. I'm not 100% sure if it's ginger, but I think it is. Well, it's at least in the ginger family, which is quite huge. Anything that's in this family, you don't actually need to get the plant to transplant it. You could, at any time of the day, just dig up some of the root. But however, I do want to try and get a small bit of plant to transplant if I can find some. Definitely will, maybe, yeah, no, that's something different. Definitely will get some roots, because it's going to look like ginger. That's what's going to tell us that it's in that family. Now, some of the gingers in the ginger family are not grown for, you know, actual use as ginger. They're grown for their flower. Purely ornamental. Almost got some up. This is going to tell us right here. Yeah, looks like ginger to me. Let's smell it. I'm not 100% sure if it is. It doesn't really smell like ginger. Sometimes ornamental wild ginger plants don't really smell like ginger. That one got cut. So we got a good one. We'll see about getting a few others. I don't want a lot. I just need a good bit of plant with some roots, really, and that'll give me a lot. One root can just put that bag over it. See if we get a couple more. Hopefully these don't fall overnight. Well, I'll probably plant them soon. The other possibility is it's some kind of lily. Whatever, it's going in the yard. It looks pretty. Good amount right here. Yeah, this might not actually be ginger because I don't smell anything ginger about it. However, we're still taking it. That's an attractive trailer. What do you think? It's going down, and as it goes down, so does the temperature. So let's spend the rest of that time on the bridge here messing around. I'll just keep that cork in front of all the vegetation you see there. Still got about a 2-foot depth underneath it. That's okay for here. We'll see if we can get a bullhead or a shoe pick, possibly a gar. Nothing seems to be feeding that crazy today. It's still knocked back by the cold front, which is still happening. It's still chilly. Oh. Ah. Oh, I took the cut bait too. Wonder what that was. Only one thing for it. Back out there. That may have actually just been a gar, because I do see a lot of gar moving around right in here. With the light that's left, I'm gonna float fish with the worm. See if there's anything we can get. Ah. Gotcha. I thought I'd missed this fish. More bait. Getting a very shy bite. Ooh, gotcha. Whoa. Not so shy anymore. Where's my cork? I don't see my other cork. Now I see it. Okay. The sun is gone, and in a few minutes, so will I. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. Liking, sharing, and subscribing. I'll see you next time.